holy fucking shit. Just finished episode 1 of season 7, Game of Thrones. Now, it's Monday morning. And when I mean Monday morning, it's like 12:15. So it's slightly after midnight. The wifey and I just finished episode 1. And I was kind of blown away. Not all the way blown away. I expected a little bit more. But, you know what I'm saying, it was a great episode. But what kind of threw me off is the fact that this is a series that is going on and on and on and on and on until some point when it ends. Okay. So I last watched an episode of Game of Thrones last fall when I started the process of getting into the series. So I was kind of thrown off when Arya Stark was in the first scene with the mask on, acting as Frey, the Lord of House Frey. Because not too long ago, she killed the dude. So the fact that he was there, it kind of blew me away. I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? Something's not adding up. I thought he was dead. Did he die? Are they giving us some flashback? Whatever the case may be. But I knew something was weird when wine was passed out to everyone, right? Wine was passed out to everyone. I started to get that feel like, okay, man, last time everyone was in this house, that's when one of the Stark boys died. The Red Wedding, I think they called it. So when wine was being passed out to everyone and poured up in glasses, I'm like, oh, something's not making sense. This doesn't make sense. And the fact that when the toast went up, toast and sip, Lord Frey didn't sip. I looked at Marlene and I was like, yo, it's poison in there. Something's going on. There's poison in there. And as everyone was drinking, when Lord Frey said, hey, I don't want women drinking wine, obviously that's his personality and how he feels. But that's what gave me a hint that, you know what, some stuff's about to go down. And it did. And it did, because everyone who sipped on some wine died. Arya pulled the mask off and she went on her merry way to do what she does. So I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? That totally caught me off guard and totally, like I said, it kind of tricked me a little bit, but it was good to see that scene. I mean, that started right off the bat. How Stark is coming together. I'm not sure why the redhead, I just call it a redhead because I can't really think of her name. What's her name? Let me see. Oh, jeez. What's her name? Whatever the hell her name is. Trying to override her brother. Now, I know she understands what's going on because, you know what I'm saying, she's been kicking it with the Lannisters, was married to frickin' Joffrey, was married to frickin' Midget Man, Littlefinger is trying to get in that. Seems like it. So she understands what's going on, but come on, baby, you can't override my man Jon Snow. Especially now that we know Jon Snow is part Targaryen. Can't override the man. Let the man do his thing because he's going to have reinforcements coming in at some point when the storyline unfolds and we know that he is half Starky, half Targaryen. So that's going to be an interesting thing. I don't know how that's going to unfold there. What else I thought was awesome is the fact that Cersei is back with vengeance. You know what I'm saying? She's painting the map on the floor, trying to get her brother on. And you know, I didn't know up until she mentioned it that there's only 2 Lannisters left. 2. Cersei and her brother. Everyone else is dead. Now, I mean, I guess you can count Midget Man in the mix, but they don't want to have nothing to do with him. At least she doesn't. So that's going to be interesting as well. I think last but not least is something that I thought like kind of touched me in a way is when the Hound was touched in a way based on a fact, those 2 dead bodies in that shack of a house. He had something to do with those murders. He did. For good reason, I guess. But he had something to do with those murders. So seeing him touched up kind of touched me up because I remembered that. I remember that. And Sam, man, Sam is doing a good job trying to work his way up the ranks to be a freaking God, what the hell they call those goddamn man? It's so late. I'm so out of it. Maester, a Grand Maester, trying to work his way up to be a Grand Maester, but he's also doing a great job at being a stepfather. Man, I applaud him for stepping up to the challenge. And I guess you can say last but not least is the fact that Daenerys coming back to her land with the dragons in the city, with an army ready to take over. Her hand is my midget man, Tyrion. And you know, another thing I thought was cool as the episode ended is when Sam was picking up those bowls and that hand reached out. The Greystone is something dangerous, man. Just imagine if Greystone was around now. Something serious, something dangerous. So with that being said, reactions after episode 1, season 7 of Game of Thrones. Awesome. Now the countdown begins to next Sunday. And hopefully we can watch it as everyone else is watching it. We have some family things to do, but next week we're watching it live with everyone else. So as promised, beer of the episode here. Today we have Ecliptic Brewing Quasar Pale Ale. This is a seasonal pale ale. Seasonal pale ale here. Dry hopped with Simcoe and Mosaic hops. 2013, Ecliptic Brewing was established in Portland, Oregon. And I don't know if you guys all know, but 2013 was the first year I visited Portland. And in 2014, when I came back, the first brewery that I drank beer from was Ecliptic. Now, my first brewery here in the PDX, it was, Amnesia Brewing out of Washington. They occupied the space that Stormbreaker occupies today, right off of Mississippi. So they were my first, 2013. Ecliptic was my first in 2014. And beer of the show, episode 1, season 7 of Game of Thrones. So let me go ahead and get this going. And as you can see, got my Game of Thrones chalice going on. Something serious. Yep. So, I mean, that's it right there. You know, look forward to next week. And that's it. Initial reactions after episode 1, season 7, G.o.T. I'm out. Peace.